Hi there everyone, Sean here. Welcome to the final video in this Introduction to Money series. The main purpose of this series was to be educational and to get people to maybe start thinking about how money actually works as a system. People joke that money doesn't grow on trees, but the reality is that both the US and a lot of the world don't think about the how of money. We know that we personally don't have enough money and that we wish we had more, and we complain and argue about how money gets used, but most of us don't really understand how the system works. While the previous videos were mostly informative and factual in nature, now I'm going to share some of my personal opinions about all this stuff. Honestly, I am worried about our modern system of money. Over the last 50 years, there has been unprecedented growth in productivity and quality of life as a whole, and technological progress. But the trade-off for that is that people are penalized for saving. Money in the bank is losing value every year. So saving is punished, which encourages risky investments, and giant asset bubbles are created that we can all see and know are going to pop eventually, but we can't opt out of that risk by just saving our dollars in the bank, or else we fall behind. This is what happens when there's no restriction on the amount of new money that can be created. Modern money feels like a house of cards to me. It's fragile. In politics, all of the arguing is about who gets to spend the money and on what. It's not about how the money gets created, how the money itself works. The arguments are about what do we use it for. And we blame whoever our political opponents are for how they're spending the money. We say that how they're spending the money is what's causing our problems, when I believe the source of a lot of issues is the money itself. We complain about the effects of the branches when a lot of problems stem from the roots of the tree, the actual system of money. Frankly, I think that it's too late to fix this. The house of cards has gotten so high and is so wobbly and fragile that trying to wind it down would just knock it over and it would collapse. There's also no real incentive for any politician to want less money in the world. This system of money benefits politicians. More money created means more money to enact their agenda, even though that new money creation is really just a tax on everyone's savings. It can be argued that all of the trade-offs with the modern system of money are worth it, that it's best for the country and for the world, because the modern system of money is not US specific, to accept these trade-offs, because they allow us to progress and develop faster than we have at any point in history. This is a valid point of view, and it might be true. And I'm still not sure how I really feel about that idea. One of the main reasons for this series was that most people are not aware that there even are trade-offs, though, with how our system of money works today. And there are. The dollar is simply a bad store of value, designed to lose value every year, and that is something that is uncomfortable to grapple with. And it's my belief that it's going to get worse over time. What my journey into what is money has taught me over the last few years is to really value and consider the three functions of money: unit of account, medium of exchange, and store of value. The dollar works well for the first two, but it penalizes you for saving through inflation. And using the CPI as the inflation measure completely overlooks the actual devaluation of the dollar, which we covered in more detail in the modern money and gold videos. If you want to store wealth in a base money that prioritizes saving, you need to look outside the dollar or any fiat currency. And that's where gold and Bitcoin start to look more valuable. When you compare the dollar, gold, and Bitcoin solely based on their properties as money, blocking out all the extra noise like politics, when you focus on their monetary properties, gold and Bitcoin excel with their store of value features. while the dollar sacrifices store of value in search of growth through inflation. It is my personal belief that over time, as global debt continues to grow and grow, and the supply of fiat money continues to grow exponentially, and people see their savings hurt, that individuals are going to start naturally gravitating towards the forms of money with the best store of value properties. And I see this benefiting both gold and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, of course, riskier than gold. It's only existed for 11 years. While it has more risk, though, it also carries numerous advantages over gold. It is even more scarce than gold, with a completely fixed 21 million BTC cap. It can be transported across the globe near instantly. There has never been a counterfeit Bitcoin. And if you're knowledgeable enough about Bitcoin security, as opposed to just buying something you don't understand, and don't do that, Bitcoin can be essentially impossible to steal and can't be hacked. Bitcoin is a risk in an investment sense. Its US dollar price is very volatile, and there's no guarantee that more people will continue to want and adopt it. When you look at Bitcoin purely for its properties as money, though, you start to realize that Bitcoin is actually a cautious and careful approach to money, while the house of cards system that we have today is really the risky approach. It makes a lot of sense to me that the financially responsible thing to do is to keep 1, 5%, or whatever of your wealth outside the dollar, at least just as a hedge, especially if your political views are such that you don't like the direction the country is heading in. Now, you don't need to fully jump on to what I'm saying. These are my own opinions, not investment advice, and you should form your own opinions. Nobody should be making any big financial decisions tomorrow just because you watched my videos. There's also no real conclusion to everything that I've discussed throughout these videos and here now. There is no one point. This series as a whole is not an argument. It's educational. How systems of money actually work. If anything, the real point that I want people to take away is to start thinking more about this question of what is money? How does it work? What makes good money? What are the trade-offs? And that is all, everyone. Thank you for sticking with me and watching these videos. I do appreciate everyone that watched. If you have questions or want to reach out, I'll leave a contact email in the description of this video. Thanks again, and take care, everyone.